that comes to mind, but generally this looks like JDG are going for a I don't want to say it's a slow composition, but outside of mid lane,
But at the same time, I've had to play my fair share of AD carry and solo queue and scrims. I've seen what it's like, and sometimes you just want to switch up the lane assignment just so you can get more farm
or that this fight. I mean, he's not going to be able to TP anyways. This is just going to be a 4-on-4.
Yep. 4-on-4, and everything matters about this banana bush here. Whoever has control of this banana bush is going to get these grubs here.
Oh, there's a Talia wall. It's going to bar them into the pit. Bullet Time's going to rip onto 3 members. The push from the Vault Breaker and the Cease and Desist makes a kill here for JDG, or for OMG. Starry is going to start to rip across the rest of the team. Junji is going to let the ultimate fly, and nothing is gained from this from JDG. They'll grab 2.
Yup, that was all Moham, and we have Juhan in a perfect position to catch out Xiaoshu here. Really good ultimate buffer, and that's going to counteract the dive entirely. You love to see it.
Moham! He's just caught out trying to move into the topside jungle. All right.
Style down here.
Vampire, no flash. And there's a hell of a lot of ability still left here for OMG, but they corral themselves back towards the river ramp on red side. And they're going to push themselves back into the jungle pit. There it is. There's a cease and desist from Juhan. There is a Talia Weaver's Wall riding Haichao with a Grim Deliverance. Will not save the jungle of JDG. Junji is going to fall first. Juhan is going to fall second. And Starry dies as well. There's a revive available here for Xiaoshu, but it's not going to matter anymore. JDG, they're the ones that win the dragon on these item spikes.
Yeah, JDG completely taking over in that fight. Looks like Gala's full hit points was completely able to just dish out the back right now. JDG gonna start up this Herald, and I do not think you can give this as OMG. This is an extremely powerful objective. Moham being chunked out.
Moham's just dead. Grim Deliverance is used. It's a little late, but it doesn't matter. Xiaoshu will have the Grim Determination ready to make sure that he's alive. Cultivation. That's just it. He's forcing Harry out of this fight. Doesn't even need Mega Gnar. Who cares? Haichao is sitting in bottom lane. He TPs into mid, and by that time that it happens, the Herald's already gone. JDG have already won the fight and taken their gold.
And this is the LPL Craziest Art game in the Demacia Cup here, because it looked to me that OMG just had everything they could have possibly asked for. At the, what was that, like 8 minutes ago? They were in a completely prime spot, man. Yeah, they were. The game was in the palm of their hands, and then all of a sudden, play after play after play is just going JDG's way, and it's completely flipping the script here. JDG has this one in the bag as long as they can continue this pace.
Juhan, what do we do? Okay, that's another kill over to Xiaoshu. Haichao's going to try and throw some of these rocks while Hongq takes another top turret. You can see that OMG are starting to struggle here in this mid game. There's, we're dying on side lanes again. We are getting picked out so that they can have setup with this Talia and this Gnar. There's another Grim Deliverance.
He's going to need that cultivation of war.
We have the revive. He's out. Okay.
Yeah, he is.
He'll drop turret aggro.
Yeah, and this is what I was referring to in the pick ban phase, man. Hongq being engaged on by Harry. Looks like he might go down here. Does Harry survive this?
Yeah.
He absolutely does. Harry with the solo bolo onto Hongq there. Did not see that one coming off.
Hey, Harry's Gnar so far in Demacia Cup has been fearful, and he is doing at least enough to keep himself relevant. Unfortunately for him, he presses tab and he's going, why is this enemy's a hen 3-0-2 after all the good work I put? OMG, now it's kind of, okay, what can my solos do? Because we've seen some okay stuff from Haichao. Maybe we can try to loop in Starry here as our star AD carry for the team, but feels like everything is starting to slip in terms of just the cleanliness of play and generally the setup around these objectives.
Yeah, and that being said, that was very reminiscent of the series last night. Just seeing Hongq have these quite uncharacteristic deaths, if I may say, just dying out on his lonesome for no good reason. And those are the kind of things that can have a trickle-down effect into this game. JDG is in position to secure this third Drake right now. I can't imagine as OMG are just going to give this willingly, so we might have a scrap on our hands here. Rift Herald has been used and driven, so that's not going to be a combat tool for JDG here. Kind of just using that as a ploy to distract them from the Drake, and that's going to put them on sole point here. JDG has this game on a really good trajectory right now.
I have an amazing trade
to a
deal.
slight degree doesn't mean that that's reflected in the inventories. So I think this game is on even footing right now.
Yeah, but they have no vision in this pit right now. Honkyu gets a bit of damage down onto Moham. Xiaoshu gets spotted on the flank, but they're going to have to worry about so much. Do we go for Otacon? Do we squeeze onto Zehen? 3,000 and ticking. Oh, the Wukong gets knocked out, and it's taken by Vampire! That's that unsealed spellbook, giving him so much value. Grim Determination comes down. Zehen's going to try to follow up. I mean, look, this is Gala just letting it loose. Bullet time, just as an exit measure. OMG, they don't even a lot about Hai Chao in that time before. He has a gold advantage to himself. Starry's just going to use his Bloodthirster to lifesteal himself back up. Xiaoshu squeezes them on one side. They've spotted Juhan. That is the cease and desist onto Honkyu. Can they find him? No. He flashes over the wall. Xiaoshu on this Zehen is putting pressure on the enemy AD carry. And there's a fight in the pit. Who's going to get the smite? It's Junjia. Who rings true? Cyclone's going to knock up a few members. Harry, there he goes, the Gnar ultimate, but it's all for what? JDG are going to win this fight with 3 kills to 0, and they'll grab themselves the Mountain Soul, with Baron spawning up in a few seconds.
Yeah, and Junja is smurfing pretty hard this game. It's not reflected that much in the scoreboard, but if you're seeing what I'm seeing, he is just performing across the board. Ever since that cheeky invade at level 2, he's kind of just had Juhan's number this game, and it almost makes you wonder if you're OMG and this game just kind of ends in the next few minutes here.
Bit more susceptible early on, and now Baron for JDG and a Mountain Soul. OMG were already kind of struggling to find kills, mostly onto the 2 supports who don't have Aftershock. Now the Mountain Soul with double Mountain Dragon and a Baron. It's gonna...
And Zehen.
And Zehen. Things are not going to be looking very pretty for them, and this is the JDG we've been waiting to see all tournament long.
Yeah, we are finally seeing JDG come in as some sort of form here. You know, they're doing really well for themselves. Honkyu has been doing all right on the other hand. I do think Hai Chao has been performing a bit better this game. Unfortunately for him, his team cannot say the same. With that being said, JDG is doing very well here. The Weaver's Wall comes in.
Nope, I'm going to find too much now. They're trying to force on the Junjia, but that's an exhaust. That's to try to get the knock-up onto Hai Chao. They get him. There it is. Gala with the laser just barely tickles the enemy in mid laner. And they're just fighting in the pit. They're fighting in a chokehold. This is exactly where JDG want to find themselves. A triple kill for Gala. And yeah, we traded out our jungler, but now we're going to be able to have the big purple worm take down the rest of these structures.
Yeah, and that's going to be the ace for JDG. They had the Mountain Soul. They had the Baron buff. If you're having a fight on even remotely even terms there's just no way you're winning that. You see Gala with the 1k bounty, Xiaoshu with the 1k bounty, you know, 3 items for this Yunara, and they're going to go ahead and close this game out right here on the back of that ace.
That's game 1 going over to Jin Dong Gaming. A best of 3 still left for us here in OMG, so a lot left on the table to provide. Whether or not this will be a series victories on, maybe it's going to involve some early ganks from Juhan visiting Honkyu. We talked about it as a potential strategy here. But I think as the game goes forward, as the clock continues to wind...
But yeah, that's just to be expected. That's par for the course. Things might take a turn for the worse for OMG if these recalls go up, but Vampire just stepping way too far.
Wait, they may have baited them in here. It's going to be Vampire who's going to be on 150 HP. They get the flash immediately out from Starry. Moham uses his heal, but it's not going to be enough. Starry's going to go down first blood to Junjia.
Yeah, it looked like Vampire was just completely griefing there. His HP was getting... We were able to trade more effectively and be a lot stronger. So this could be something here, though.
Junjia walks into his bot side jungle, thinks
so
it is
dead.
safe. It is not. It's Hai Chao. It's Juhan, and is the first kill here for OMG. And has ultimate. Usually this is around the time you would want to be playing around this objective. Junjia's here's first as well. Juhan's going to probably just have to flash over this wall. Wind becomes lightning. Wind becomes a death here. Barely surviving. Xiaoshu's going to flash forward alongside Vampire. That'll be Juhan going down. A flash from Moham also secures.
Zhao's going to be able to have just as much XP and gold as him. So I don't know if I like that out of Juhan. Seems to me a bit of a mistake. Luckily, the Hextech Drake is a very good one to start the match off with here. So that will...
Seems like there's a skirmish. It feels like OMG want to try to find something here. Whether that's the public execution or even pulling over Moham. You have, it is a Xin and an Alistar, and you still have Subjugate. I feel like this is an angle here. John's going to put down the pillar. Oh, they knock him away? That is a Crescent Guard to try to save Junjia, but it's not enough. A kill now going over. Can they find a little bit more? Moham and the rest of this team, they're going to dogpile onto Xiaoshu. Dominus popped. Engage onto Moham.
What?
One more kill. There it is. He gets it, and he gets all of that heal from the Ruthless Predator. Gala lets the piercing arrow fly. OMG taken down, but Haichao has now moved over to this one. Haichao is going to finish off this fight. It is finally OMG acting with some level of aggression, but JDG are able to at least take some more off the map, and they'll have Hongq forcing a teleport from Moham.
And Junja just gets completely picked off there, followed up with the public execution. Harry.
I'm more so surprised that we didn't actually get a further movement from the rest of maybe JDG, but I know Gala definitely want to hit that mid-wave a little bit more. Oh, there's another fight in picture-in-picture. We got Dragon spawning soon.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty giga.
I mean, this is as good as it's going to get, right? You have one item spikes on a couple of your champions. You're about a minute and a half ahead of your Rod of Ages. Juhan's going to go top lane. There's Haichao with this Realm Warp. A teleport to be matched by Hongq, but is it enough? Can Xiaoshu live there? Ruthless Predator gets him a little bit of a heal. Now the public execution on a Hongq. Can him and Vampire really turn this fight? Junja's right behind them, but they're buying so much time and wasting JDG's. Teleports were used for that play, but now OMG are the ones that get to move into this Herald.
Yeah, at first I thought they might have over-indexed into killing this Renekton, but it's just definitely not the case. JDG doesn't have many tools here. Junja goes in.
Oh, Junja, he has flash, right? Like, there we go. He's going to be able to kill Juhan. There's the ultimate as well from Gala. Keeps Haichao away. Harry and the rest of Moham trying to make something happen on this side of the fight. Starry gets a kill. This could be OMG's fight finally to find access. Xiaoshu will teleport in. Haichao has no way of walking into this fight, and now it's up to Gala.
There, just because he's got this gold lead doesn't really mean it's actualized in his inventory just yet, as JDG start up this Herald, and it doesn't look like OMG's going to have a contest.
Looks like they instead want to try to cover for this top lane wave, make sure that Haichao gets his gold, clears this ward. First turret, or a turret, going over to OMG on the bottom side. You might think it's JDG OMG. What exactly are we even watching this game for? JDG 0-2 in this group. If they lose here tonight, they will be unable to make top 8, and we'll have a single last match against BLG in a few days' time. But if they win this, they'll at least be able to control their fate for now. Oh, that's the Blade Caller and the public execution. Junja gets engaged upon, but the Crescent Guard's going to save him for now. Xiaoshu flashes forward. Ruthless Predator almost stays alive. All of that rage, all of that fury. Gets him only a kill onto Starry. And it'll be a trade for the top and 80 carries of both teams, respectively. Haichao trying to fire back with some spell fluxes and overloads. Gala, one more arrow. More arrows to fly. Junja is right now sapping all of his HP from his jungle camps right now. Moham on the bottom side of the map. And it is a small win here for JDG. Grabbing the mid-tier 1. And maybe even starting to make their way over to this Otacon.
It's a small win for now, but they can maybe just turn it into
oh
a
my
big
God,
one.
Hongq.
Ambessa predicts the flash. Is Hongq just chopped here? It appears so, but that's going to be a Hongq for Otacon trade as far as I can tell. And as JDG, I'm pretty sure you're happy about that. You know, it looked like Junja did kind of grief there with the way that he had his usage of the Rift Herald. He was like indecisive. Should he down hit? But that does get answered by the Blade Caller into the Ambessa ultimate, but he just doesn't go down nearly on time.
Sorry, I'm watching Gala almost get solo killed by Harry
Picture.
Here.
He's
Continue.
running for his life up there, man. But anyhow, Renekton is just able to go straight into that backline, and just by so much time, that champ is just really good this game. But OMG is definitely in a pretty good spot here. Look, we've got a level 16 Rise Lock. I don't know about you, but level 16 on Rise is a huge spike, man, because those EQs start critically striking for 700 damage plus, man. So Haichao has everything he needs to carry this game, as does Harry. Let's hope he gets out if we're an OMG fan right now.
Oh, whoa, okay. All right, public execution ends up not mattering. Still is able to survive. They get the dragon there for OMG, and Otacon only gave JDG 10 petals. That's barely enough to crack a level at this point. Very, very small amount. Oh, that is the headbutt from Vampire trying to isolate Moham. It'll get him there, and it will take away Juhan's flash. But this wall from Onivia! It's preventing
Just like you mentioned, you want to keep in mind, Hongq is getting caught out here by Juhan, however.
Oh, didn't need to use the flash this time. It is going to be Moham caught and exploded. Or sorry, that's Juhan completely gone from this fight. Moham and Sara trying to lay down the feathers. Haichao will reposition himself to join the rest of his team, but that allows for Vampire to get a headbutt and get his flash away from this fight. Junja trying to find something, flashes forward, 3-talon strike, destroys Starry. Harry is next, Baron is afterwards, and OMG completely lose the fight.
Yeah, and before I can even say more, JDG just out of the blue takes 4 names off the board. That's 4 gray screens for the side of OMG, and this is very, very ugly. You don't like to see that as the OMG fan here. It would be a big consolation prize if Haichao can get away with this Dragon Heist right now. That does actually keep them with some pretty realistic chances in this game. That's going to put them on sole point, assuming he gets away with this. And, of course, that was a very, very good play for JDG, but respect to Haichao. He does give his team a bit of a win condition here, so let's see if Honkyu can sniff him out. And looks like, yeah, he's not long for this world, man.
I mean, he has his teammates come in. Moham's... No, never mind. All right. You know what, fools? I'll trust in the fact that you're a challenger player. Sometimes appeal to authority is actually just the correct appeal. Moham also goes down. You can see it in the player cams. Haichao maybe a little frustrated with the game state. Starry's dead too. Okay, everything's going to hell in a handbasket at this point.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's just the Baron just completely owning the rest of this game, and that's probably just it. JDG will find themselves with a 2-0. They will keep their hopes alive of making top 8 here at Demacia Cup 2025. It is only Harry and Juhan left. One minion wave left in mid lane. Might get a little bit of a stall here, but I don't think much has happened at this point. Juhan's going to try and stack the wave. That's it.
Yeah, and just out of the blue, it just seems that JDG is going to take this game. We're going to see one last fight at the Nexus here. Gala flashing out, pierces him through the heart. That Trundle pick not quite getting where we needed it to. It looked like Haichao might have had something there, but JDG had it all. They had the series. That's going to be the first win on...